الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على رسوله الأمين وآله وصحبه أجمعين. Inshallah, briefly we will talk about the hajj. I will not go in details because usually we give talks before hajj starts in Saudi. But we need to know some information, general information about the hajj before you start your trip, inshallah. First of all, before we go in details, you have to know that hajj, like any ibadah, must be done with full sincerity, ikhlas, and must be done according to the sharia, according to the correct rules. Sincerity is something you have to prepare from now. You have to make sure that you are going to do hajj for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not for the sake of anything else. Secondly, you have to make sure that your hajj is correct. How your hajj is correct? You need to make sure that what you do in the hajj is according to the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. One of the most common mistakes take place in hajj. People do the mistake or do the action, then they come and ask about it. Whereas they are supposed to ask before doing anything. So it's hajj and it's a great action. And if the person does the hajj correctly, his hajj will be considered as hajj mabrur. And hajj mabrur, acceptable hajj, there is no reward for it except that Jannah. So it's something great. You need to prepare yourself for it. And shaitan tries always to push you back not to go to the hajj or not even to think about the hajj. And that's why you find some people are very old and it's easy for them to go to hajj. In fact, some people living in Mecca, I in person know some people living in Mecca and they are old and they have never been to hajj. Why? Because shaitan is just pushing them back from the hajj and they don't have time to think about the hajj. If not, if you think about the hajj and you try to go, then shaitan try to nullify your hajj by misguiding you to do hajj not for the sake of Allah or to do hajj not in the right way. So basically, as we are living in UK and we're going to do hajj in Saudi, as most or many of the hajjaj will do hajj tamattu. Hajj has 3 types. One is ifrad, and second one is qiran, the third one is tamattu. Ifrad, you just do hajj and you don't do umrah with it. Qiran, you join the hajj and umrah and you do them in the same time without dividing them. There is no gap between the hajj and umrah. And the third one which we are going to do is tamattu. Tamattu, that means you do the umrah and you come out from the state of the ihram, then you join hajj and you finish your hajj. So all the three types of hajj are acceptable. Whatever you do is acceptable. And the most easiest one and practical for all those people who come from abroad is the tamattu. To do the umrah first, then you come out from state of the ihram, then you do hajj. This is basically what we are going to do. We don't mind if someone wants to do, for example, hajj ifrad or hajj qiran, it's up to him, but he needs to know the rules of these hajj, as we don't have enough time to go in details about every single type of hajj. Tamattu is to start with the umrah. So when you leave from UK and you are above the miqat zone, and usually the airlines crew remind you about the miqat zone, and they tell you, for example, now we are on the miqat zone, so you can start your talbiyah. So in that situation, if you are doing hajj ifrad, you say labbaik Allahumma hajjan. If you're doing qiran, you say labbaik Allahumma hajjan and umrah, hajj wa umrah. If you're doing tamattu, you say labbaik Allahumma umrah. So umrah, to do tamattu during the months of the hajj, which is Shawwal, Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah. So for us, what we do when the miqat zone, when we are reminded by the crew about the miqat, we will say labbaik Allahumma umrah. There are some sunnah to do. For example, it's you stand up and face the